Hi, Ginshu here. Wukong is one of the more recent frames to be released. However, its popularity isn't that high. I made an overview of Wukong around update 15, and since then, quite a lot of content has been changed and added. I wanted to revise Wukong and take a look how he performs in sorties versus high-level enemies now in update 19. I changed some things up and made the build more efficient, as well as much more powerful than it was before. This is Primal Rage Wukong. Wukong has plenty of survivability with Defy, so he doesn't need any defensive arcanes. Arcane Avenger will boost your critical hit chance by an additive 30%, which also works with Primal Fury. That will bring up your Primal Fury's critical chance to 80% with the augment. Using it on your helmet as well will give you another 30% for a total 60% additive critical chance bonus. Having two sets of arcanes will allow you to red crit with Primal Fury. To compare, having these two sets will increase your damage output by about 70%. Steel Charge for Aura. When it comes to high level, melee-based play, Steel Charge actually outperforms Corrosive Projection. A level 100 Bombard has 8,250 armor, which equates to 96.4% damage reduction. With Corrosive Projection, its armor goes down to 5,775 and 95% damage reduction. An average hit of 10,000 with Corrosive Projection will end up dealing 500 damage to 95% damage reduction. With Steel Charge, the hit will be 16,000 damage, which will end up being 576 damage to 96.4% damage reduction. So for melee play, Steel Charge is actually more effective. Handspring in the Exilus slot. Quick knockdown recovery is crucial to not get caught out of position by nullifiers, scorpions, and other enemies which have knockdowns and disables. Vitality for base health, Rage for energy regeneration, Primed Flow for high energy pool, which will allow you to stay in Defiant Primal Fury for a long duration. Transient Fortitude for power strength, Narrow-minded and Primed Continuity for power duration. This also helps with efficiency. Fleeting Expertise to further reduce the energy per second cost from Defiant Primal Fury abilities. And lastly, the Primal Rage Augment, which increases your Primal Fury's base critical chance by 100%, turning it from 25 to 50%. Primal Rage Augment increases your Primal Fury damage by about 41%, which is the equivalent of having a rank 6 Blind Rage mod on top of your mod setup. The melee doesn't matter since base melee stats do not affect Wukong's Primal Fury staff, so this is purely a personal choice. However, the mods you have on your melee weapon contribute to Primal Fury's damage. Prime Pressure Point and Spoil Strike for base damage, Fever Strike and Shocking Touch for corrosive damage. Organ Shatter for the critical multiplier, since with Primal Rage Augment your critical chance will be at 50%. Life Strike for regeneration, Berserker for 75% attack speed, and Primed Reach to increase Wukong's staff reach. With Prime Pressure Point, Spoiled Strike, and Steel Charge, the Primal Fury base damage goes up to 1,588. That gives you 2,858 corrosive damage from Shocking Touch with Fever Strike, along with 50% crit chance and 3.8 critical multiplier, which vastly outperforms any melee weapon in the game, even with Blood Rush taken into account. Starting off with Prime Flow, you will have 55 energy, which is enough to cast Defy and keep it up for over 20 seconds. Getting damage during that time will replenish your energy pool and allow you to put on Primal Fury. Prime Continuity and Narrow-minded will turn Defy window up to 7 seconds, which is plenty of time to reposition or regen health with Life Strike. Keep in mind the Primal Fury stance combos. Since you have 75% attack speed increase from Berserker, some combos will be too difficult to pull off consistently. The Falling Oak Buster combo, which is default, has 3 first good hits, and the last one is a crowd control AoE hit, which also doesn't flow nicely and takes a long time to pull off, so your damage per second falls off quite a lot. The Rolling Boulder Rush combo isn't very effective at killing enemies. It's more for crowd control, but it's not really worth using and it only scatters enemies out of your range. The most effective way to kill enemies is to use the first 3 hits of the Falling Oak Buster combo, since they're very quick. The Primal Rage augment boosts your damage significantly and allows you to easily kill enemies well above level 130. With double Arcane Avengers, the level limit goes up even more. Instead of getting 2 sets of Arcane Avenger, which can be very expensive, you can get Arcane Agility instead, which will increase your move speed by a lot and allow you to close gaps more effectively. Another alternative can be Arcane Strike, which will give you more attack speed, effectively increasing your damage output. Lastly, Arcane Fury can also work, but considering that it increases base melee damage together with Prime Pressure Point and Spoiled Strike, it becomes much less effective. Wukong is still a great frame, and since my overview back at update 15, he has gotten much stronger. Although his Primal Fury combos could be more versatile and useful, it's still a great frame, capable of very high endgame content. This is Primal Rage Wukong.